Okay, so this is the second video that I'm making for lesson 4.2 with variables on both sides of the equation. Oh, why do I say expressions there? Sorry, I should have caught that. Equations, right? Because they have an equal sign, so I apologize. So variables on both sides of the equal sign, on both sides of the equation. I'm on page 204 right now. And the second video example has decimals in it. And then I bet you can guess where I'm headed. The third video is going to have fractions in it. So 2.9y plus 2.7 equals 1.1y minus 9.9. So that's always you want to start with, just kind of looking at your problem and thinking about it. I've got my y variable here. I've got a y variable here. I've got a constant plus 2.7 and a constant of negative 9.9. So remember, the tip I gave you is to move the variable with the smaller coefficient. So if I'm going to just quickly look, my variables are 2.9 and 1.1. So clearly 1.1 as a decimal is smaller than 2.9. So we are going to move the 1.1 over to be with the 2.9. So minus 1.1y. So that's going to cancel each other out, right? Because I had a positive 1.1y. So then I subtract it. That makes it a 0. But I'm going to do my math over here. And 2.9. Can you see that? Sorry. 2.9 minus 1.1. Got my y, I bring my decimal point down, 9 minus 1 is 8, 2 minus 1 is 1, and they're just doing a positive minus a positive, so it's really pretty easy. I've got, my answer will be 1.8y plus 2.7 equals negative 9.9. Now we got rid of the y terms, but we still have that negative sign, so right there would be a common place for a kid to make an error, to rewrite this step and then drop the 9.9. And we know that matters. We need that negative sign because it matters with how we're going to combine it with the other constant. So now we don't have a choice. We have to move this one onto this side of the equal sign because we're trying to isolate y. So we're trying to get y alone. So if I have plus 2.7, now I'm going to minus 2.7. So I've got 1.8y. And then I have, and I do my work on the side, okay, and I have to write it out to be sure, negative 9.9 minus 2.7. So I've got a negative here, and I'm taking away a positive. So I've got a negative 9.9 minus positive 2.7. So I know I have to do my additive. I'm going to add. I'm going to change my subtraction into positive, and since I changed my subtraction into positive, this is a positive 2.7. So now I need to make it a negative 2.7. So it's actually getting more negative. So just going to add those two together, 9.9 and 2.7. And 9, 10, I get 12.6. Negative 12.6. So negative 12.6. Okay. Now I need to isolate this y, so I need to divide by positive 1.8 because it's a positive. So divide by positive 1.8, divide by positive 1.8. So at this point, 1.8 divided by 1.8 is just 1. So y equals, but now we need to do the work on the side. And again, I don't try to do this in my head. I do all of this out. Some of you are like, haha, Mrs. Sayward, I'm at home, I'm going to use my calculator and not do it myself. Only person you're hurting there is yourself, because yes, you will be using calculators down the line, but you still do need to use your brain as well to make sure you understand how these operations work. So negative 12.6 and 1.8. And of course, we want to make this like a integer, a whole number. So we multiply it by 10, but if we do the same thing, we've got to do that on the inside. So now our decimal point goes there. Negative divided by a positive is going to be a negative. 18, it does not go into 1. It does not go into 12. Well, think it gets, let's see, I'm going to try it out. What's 18 times 9? Well, that's going to be 72. That can't be right. About 7. 8 times 7 is 56. Put the 6, carry the 5. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 5 is 12. Look at that. So my correct answer is y equals -7. And of course, as you should be getting these answers, I've recommended that you substitute. Now, substitute is a place where you actually can use a calculator. I don't have a problem with that at all. So let's see. If I do 2.9 times -7, I get -20.3. Let's try this out. And then I've got plus 2.7. And then let's see, 1.1 times -7 equals -7.7 minus 9.9. So if I do -20.3 plus 2.7, I get -17.6. Let's hope negative. I didn't try this beforehand, so if I'm wrong, we're going to find out together. -7.7 minus -9.9 equals, -7.7 minus -9.9. Is that really -7? Oh, I know why, because I have to do -7.7. -7.7 minus, I should just do 9.9, and that will make it, yeah, sorry, that was my mistake. I shouldn't have entered that in as a double negative there. So when I entered it into the calculator, just so I could show again since I messed it up the first time, -7.7 minus, and I don't want to make that a -9.9, I just want to make it positive 9.9 because that's what I had there. And it is 17.6. So what 17.6 is equal to 17.6. So we know that we did it correctly. So again, substitute, once you get your answer, substitute your variable value in to make sure that both sides are equal. And now I'm going to have you do a decimal one on Edpuzzle.